So, this is a little late considering that, Star Wars The Last Jedi has been out for, like a month now? Yeah. But, first episode of TV Talk might as well be something Star Wars, coming from a big fan. Star Wars The Last Jedi wasn't that good. Yeah, I said big fan, and I don't think it's that good. It was like our fan theories of Snoke. Rian Johnson doesn't really care about that. He cares about outdoing Jar Jar Abrams and twisting everything to make it the new movie that we've never seen before, bold directions and all that. But The Last Jedi twisted it too much. Not too well, too much. Because, the weird one-liner jokes were just way off. It's just not a Star Wars movie anymore. People won't like me for saying this, but this is a Disney movie, not a Star Wars movie. They handed the 8th Star Wars movie, that is a title, the 8th Star Wars movie, because people look for this movie, and they hand it over to this guy, this guy. I don't have a problem with Rian Johnson. I mean, what did he do? Looper, I think? Yeah, Looper. He was good, but honestly, though, he just did too much with the Star Wars movie to make it seem like it wasn't a Star Wars movie. Like, Jar Jar Abrams, no one likes him for playing it safe with The Force Awakens. I thought The Force Awakens was okay, because it was just a reintroduction. It's like when you forget something, and then you find out that, it was right there all along, and you just gotta really see it. I mean, it was just meant to introduce new characters, bring back the old characters, and revamp the story. But, Rian Johnson, now, he gets to twist things around with, his witty comedy. Like in the beginning, that whole thing with Poe and Hux was a literal SNL skit over there. He pulled that from SNL right over there. That's called pure plagiarism. It was basically a parody of Spaceballs. This wasn't a parody of Star Wars, but a parody of Spaceballs. Like, that's how much non-Star Wars this was. Because, I mean, this didn't do well as a parody of Star Wars, then I don't think that it's a good Star Wars movie if I view it as a parody of Spaceballs, you know? And his comedy is okay in other films, but not when it carries the relevance that Star Wars has. Because when I think of Star Wars, yeah, I do think of comedy at times, but I mean comedy like, oh my god, my laptop. But I think a comedy like smart humor. Not that stuff that you laugh at just in some kid's movie. I mean, the one-liners with Luke over there, and he just tosses the thing. This guy, Rian Johnson wants to completely kill Luke and make it Jake Skywalker or whatever. Now, Jake Skywalker is supposedly a grouchy old man who pretty much gave up on the Force, tried to kill his nephew because he's insane, and obviously is nothing like Luke Skywalker that we all know, because it's not a Jedi thing. But Luke Skywalker in this movie is supposed to be the grumpy old man. We all want him to be the funny old guy. But no, you want him to be the grumpy old man, so make him the grumpy old man. Don't have him toss that thing over and make it a funny joke where we hear one person in the audience go, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha, laughing way too long because they just want to feel like this movie is decent, which it isn't. And then, besides Luke Skywalker being Jake Skywalker and nothing that we know of. This is a brand new character. Mark Hamill said it himself. There was the porgs. Okay, everything was a porg. There were no other... there was other decent animals, but honestly, the importance over here is on the porg. And all the promotional material, there was a porg. Most of the toys for kids they released were porgs. Porgs were obviously the most important new creature in The Last Jedi. Porgs and porgs and porgs and porgs. I'm fine with porgs being in the movie. They're cute, and if used well, like Return of the Jedi, the Ewoks were cute and cuddly and marketable. But the reason why people don't like the porgs is because they aren't like the Ewok. Like, the way that they use them wasn't as good as the Ewoks. The Ewoks weren't hated because they were useful, they fought stormtroopers, and it was cute. But they also did stuff for the plot, okay? But porgs make these weird squealing noises, they act cute, and what were they used for in the plot? To add in Rian Johnson's wonderful humor. Great comedy over there. But this isn't a sitcom. And besides that, the plot holes with this movie were almost the killers of the movie. Like, sure, there were horrible jokes, there were porgs, but the plot holes just ruined the experience, because I'm sitting there in the movie theater listening to why the First Order can't just blast the rebels. Resistance. Yeah, smart naming over there. Could have just called them rebels. Resistance. Trying to make it different. But why can't the First Order just blow them out of the sky with the TIE fighters to take out the small ships instead of just, waiting there for an endless amount of time? You're just stretching the A story so that you can fit in multiple B stories. So this is basically the best Star Wars sitcom we're ever going to get, because this is the only Star Wars sitcom, hopefully, that we're going to get. Because, the other plot holes are, the other plot holes are significant, but besides that one main A-story plot hole, they aren't that bad. Like, Vice Admiral Holdo keeps Poe in the dark for the entire movie because we need to fit in the horrible Canto Bight sequence. The plot holes just keep on going and going after that. It's like a mosquito. Just keeps on coming after you. It's a bloodsucker. It's sucking out all that's good in the movie. But, for some of this you can't blame Rian Johnson, writer and director, who Disney threw big bags of cash at just to make this train wreck. Some of it, Rian Johnson tried to make it different, but then Jar Jar Abrams kind of made that a bit hard for him with Jar Jar's take on it all. But honestly, though, for the worst major part of the movie was the length issue in Canto Bight. Canto Bight was way too long and was honestly just poorly executed. It was a side quest that messes up the timing of the movie. Canto Bight failed miserably. We introduced a great new character, Rose, to hang out with Finn and go to a brand new world. Great premise. It was already this new exotic casino planet, new strange species, could have been fan favorites, but instead we get a shoot-in Benicio del Toro cameo with the weirdest and inconsistent stutter. I was waiting for him to go like a hiccup when he spoke. Then Rose and Finn get some PETA-sponsored animal cruelty PSA, which wasn't that bad. But then it goes on, and Rose talks about how people here are so bad, and social commentary and all that, blah, blah, blah. Canto Bight wasn't necessary. And then we could have saved 30 minutes on just cutting out the unnecessary sci-fi social connection in Canto Bight. Now for the good, though, The Last Jedi was a beautiful looking film. I mean, the visual aspect was stunning. It just grabs your attention like any good film should. New characters like Rose and Holdo. They give Star Wars a new depth, and it lets us see the universe in a different view. Rose seems sort of preachy in Canto Bight, but, I mean, she's a good new side protagonist. She's like the Lando. She's there, and, I mean, she's different and she's there, but she's not important to the main story, but she's still a good character and hopefully a fan favorite if they fix her. But my final decision, though, on this movie is that it's necessary to watch if you enjoy Star Wars. Although it isn't the best, the plot holes are kind of triggering. Then read about it online. But, I mean, most casual fans will like it just because the Star Wars learning curve on this one isn't too steep, and the comedy is, I mean, it's sort of funny for the family. But, honestly, never mind The Last Jedi. I hope this was the last movie. Like and subscribe for more TV talk reviews, and leave suggestions for new comments. Content. Oh, God.